Matt, what's up? About the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. It looked like somehow Juan had his hands on a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Could you please fill me on what the secret is, please? Are you kidding me? 5? I knew this was coming. Mr. Nick, don't tell me. A psych log. You said a secret, right? But you don't have any idea what it is, do you, dude? Did you know about Mr. Kurita and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. And, but I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look at how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Kurita. Her mentor was Mr. Kurita's manager. And Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Hanpa's suicide note from him. Celeste. Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for a pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it a kind of pea? Like green peas? Let's go eat one later, okay? I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off the topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. On Guard, are you connected to Miss Hanpa's suicide in some way? Yeah. Mr. On Guard? Dude, I know I asked you to be a lawyer and all, but I don't think I have to tell you anything and everything. What do you mean by that? It just means I don't have to tell you anything and everything, dude. Mr. On Guard? Oh my god. I am just getting fucking stonewalled. Left and fucking right. Oh, fuck. What about your butler? About this person. He is your butler, Mr. Doe, right? We met him at your mansion. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's a pretty cool dude who can do lots of things. He takes really good care of me. Uh-huh. I'm sure. Want to talk about Miss Andrews? I don't get it. Why would she want to frame me? I mean, I've never done anything to her, dude. Mr. On Guard sounds pretty sincere. He seems trustworthy. So I have to find out what Miss Andrews' real intentions are. I have to, like, let's just see what he has. Mad secret. Oh my god, there's so much. Let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Kurita had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about Juan. Look, Mr. Red, I can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on, I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. I know you paid close attention, Mr. Kurita, especially on that night. Oh, fuck. I have nothing. I got nothing. I don't think I should investigate. I should investigate some more. I got nothing here. Anything at right? No. Anything at criminal affairs? Oh, something. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me. Uh-oh. Mr. Powers? What happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? No, I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers. I was talking with the detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home. When all of a sudden, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh. They said my face and the whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Well, I guess I can see why they thought you looked suspicious. Oh, I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? Depending on what you do on that show. So what about this testimony you were giving? What are you talking about? I don't really know yet, but it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Oh, well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, especially not that lawyer, he said. Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world. It's alright. Ouch, I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know? Because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. But what is he really like? Let's see, Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say it's just a game to justify himself. What? How horrible, that's unforgivable. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to offend you. But you know, he once said that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him. His manager, you know? Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Power suddenly looking kind of energetic? I got a shot with her. You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image, but aren't you a part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see? But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh, hey, so did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Sunpaw? We heard something about how her wedding was canceled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Hey, so have you heard about this? Celeste left a suicide note. But they say that Juan went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think there's something bad was written on that suicide note. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Mr. Kurita. Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends, and she said it looks like I may have been caught by an insidious man. Insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Kurita by that? No. I think this has everything to do with On Guard, and that's what Kurita was going to reveal. Say, oh, here's Celeste's suicide note, detailing why she's killing herself, and it ends up falling on Matt, which is why it would destroy his image. Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be the reason enough for him to hide the note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Ungar and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. There's still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. Mr. Nick, your phone. Hey, that's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. Sounds kind of ominous. Probably Edgeworth. Yeah, I know. Hello? We're in trouble, pal. I'll be back at the office real soon. What's wrong? Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edgeworth, Edgeworth. Anyway, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's no good. The end, Hello? You got cut off. What's going on, Mr. Nick? Gumshoe said we need to get back to the office right away. Then we should hurry back. I'm scared to go back. What are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together. Maybe it'll be good news. Somehow, I doubt that. It's probably good news. Gumshoe's off the walls everywhere. We're out of instant noodles. Shut up, Gumshoe. Hey, pal, Mr. Edgeworth's already back. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who bought that spy camera. Huh? This quickly? And this bear's what gave them away, pal. The bear? I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. Wasn't that Mr. Edgeworth, I figured? Shh, Pearls. And, go on. There's only one person who bought one of these bears who's related to this crime. Who is it? Matt on guard? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt on guard. Huh? Matt on guard, your client, that's who, pal. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure you heard it right? That the person who bought the bear was? I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800, pal. That's the exact match to the price of that stuffed bear. Receipt? That's all you have? No, it's just not the receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. On Guard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. On Guard's autograph out of it, pal. I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. On Guard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. So what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you for you to file away into evidence. Thank you. Is that all you have for me? I know you don't want to give up, pal. I never thought. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Corrida's room was Matt On Guard. Why would Mr. On Guard do something like this? I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Corrida in one of their rendezvous. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind the camera. Are you going to see him, Mr. On Guard, I mean? Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we will find next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for Pearls. Man On Guard, what in the world have you done? He got some fucker killed. That's what he did. We're going to go down to the detention center and have a nice little chat. You're working really late, you know? It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax, don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. Okay, Matt. How about you sit the fuck down and listen to me for about 2 minutes? Hey, you're gonna tell me what the hell you did. Especially that camera. Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Corrida's room in the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? And then sent the images to the camera took with this transmitter. Wow, but dude, there was this camera where are you talking about hidden? Stuffed bear that you bought. The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess Juan had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. Huh? You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Corrida was you. Mr. On Guard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. Aw, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. Unguard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in serious trouble. Come on, it's all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear. The fact that you bought it. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. Unguard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from this is I spent $3,800. I go to the department store all the time, okay? This $3,800, this could be the toothbrush I bought that one time. A $3,800 toothbrush? It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. Ew. Elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said so earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yeah. You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like this? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. How about we keep talking? I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm gonna find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you had this camera in Mr. Corita's room and filled in secret is... I'm not sure. Maybe... It's gotta be Andrews. Like, that's what Gumshoe brought up. So, I mean, it could be that. I don't know. The only... Oh, fuck, I didn't mean to stop. The only other thing it could be... Because I don't know if it's going to catch on to what I'm trying to imply. So, the other thing it could be is because the assassin. Which is very possible. Because if I could somehow... bring up the fact that he has an assassin, then he's fucked. Maybe this bear. Yeah. Just getting back, making sure I don't fuck up. I mean, it's gotta be. I'm used to like down here to go back. I just pressed it again. The reason you hit it, it's gotta be this. It's gotta be. What's this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? Huh? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt Unguard, I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because you're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Charlie the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Corrida. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt Engarde. And here I was trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Mr. Engarde, you really did hire. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt Engarde. What? He's insane! Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. Really? So you were Charlie the Killer's client? You don't really think I would dirty my own hands in this, do you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself, trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Juan is dead, isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? You're lying. You're terrible. It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on, let's grown-ups talk about more adult things. But why? Why did you hide the video on camera and... A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. You know about Miss Andrews' secret. I'm no weakling, I don't believe anyone. Least of all assassins. What? Oh, come on, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why... Yeah, that's where the video comes in. I've got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. And with that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right, that video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl? Why? Why did you kill Mr. Corrida? Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. The scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? It's all because of that press conference, isn't it? I mean, you can't really walk on out looking like that if you want to keep a nice, clean image. You've got a massive scar on your face. And that's probably like... shitty. If Mr. Corrida has been able to give it, then Mr. Engarde's secret would have... Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know? I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Corrida ended up dead. Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it, the assassin too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me, Matt Engarde. Aw, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You're grown awfully quiet. How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed Juan Corrida. When you answered very clearly and you hadn't killed anyone. Hey, no, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room. You killed Mr. Corrida. I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. But too bad you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? But you can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mystic Maya. You wouldn't want to test a killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel. So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. One said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now you finally found it. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horde atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Well, Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright. Well, Wright, what are you going to do if you plan on changing your defense? No. We can't do that. That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you. Mr. Edgeworth? Right, only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Wright, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. You can't just leave me at that. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who's clearly a killer. Not on guard. That man is really... It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Proper defense. But what exactly is that? Everyone is guaranteed a right to a defender. Or an attorney. You're guaranteed a free, fair trial. Not free trial, but a fair trial. A speedy trial. One that doesn't go 3 days. Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? No. Ironic that of all people should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now? Ugh. Well, that may be true, but that's because I've believed my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. How do you know they were, though? But if I were to get on guard an acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I mean, to the outset, you believed Matt the same as you believed anyone else, so what's to say any of them weren't, at that time, guilty? I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at the mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right, would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes, we're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? You're a defense lawyer. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. People like you and Franziska von Karmer are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, and when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict, for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Franziska, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all. And isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed. You were so petty. No, that's not why you ran away, though. You didn't know what it was to be an attorney at that point, or a prosecutor. I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. I don't believe you. Are you saying that this is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith that you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this story. Mr. Nick, the transceiver. Fog. I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Well then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My, what is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please. Why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Enguarde's sake? Why are you? Why are you doing this for the cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer as himself. I believe you are asking me for a reason as to why I'm doing what I am. Yeah? This is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what is called a client relationship. Relations. And it is a part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before, however. You did, but my name is De Killer. Shelly De Killer. You're Shelly De Killer? Please keep in mind you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a De Killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain, Maya, it would be my duty as an assassin to see it. She receives a nice, long nap. No! Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace this signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. Shoo! Mystic Maya! I don't know what to say. Edgeworth. Did you hear that? At the end of that transmission. Oh, yeah, that. It sounded like a cat. A cat? It can't be. That cat. Can it? What is it? I think I know where Shelly De Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all the police units head for Enguarde Mansion immediately. Alright, you hurry over as well then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun. Yeah. Oh, let's go.